There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully it'll catch up now. Yeah, I forgot to take myself off mute when I went live. I thought I was so clever muting my mic audio and leaving the desktop audio on. Okay, let's try that again. I was just saying hello to everyone. So we've got Expert Man, Erhan, and Wolfpup. Thank you both very much for joining. I'm sure it's very late for you guys. Pop Ninja, Walcott, Buzzflow, Studio LD, Javid Denton, Simple Channel, Gamer Forever. Oh man, Simple Channel saying happy birthday. Thank you very much. It's been a really nice day. I'm 22 years old now, as you can probably tell from the title, and post 21, I feel like there's nothing to be excited about anymore. I've just passed my prime age, so it's just downhill from here. I've got an hour and 2 minutes left until I was actually born, so I'm going to celebrate my youthfulness while I can. But thank you very much for joining, everyone. It's really cool. I've got 12 viewers, which I wasn't even expecting. Live visual effects. I'm not sure how thrilling this is going to be, but hopefully this will be exciting for you guys to watch. 15 viewers now. It's going up and up and up. So yeah, I guess the point of this stream is I'm just going to be chilling, talking to you guys if I can, and doing some visual effects for the Iron Man stuff. So if I pop out the chat, hopefully I'll be able to read this while you guys are talking to me, and put the music over here so we can keep the tunes going. Got some 1970s rock on the go on Epidemic Sounds. My favourite kind of music, obviously. What's everyone saying? Can you become the president of the United States? I think I'd be a better candidate than most people, to be honest, that are running for it at the moment. I hear you. Good. There he is. Prashan, hello. What's up? How's it going? Wow, you read people in chat. That's epic. Yeah, there's not enough people here for me to not be able to read the chat. We've got 13. Happy birthday, Simple Channel. Hello. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Are you going to play any guitar? I could play some guitar. We could play some guitar very quickly if you want. Let's pause the music a sec. I literally just stepped through the door. My dad got me a really cool overdrive pedal for my birthday, which I haven't had a chance to plug in yet. But we can play some quick guitar. Hang on. Yeah, it looks like that's coming through. This is a Stevie Ray Vaughan song I was learning earlier. One sec. That's called oh god, the song name has escaped me. Pride and Joy? Yeah, Pride and Joy by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Very, very good song. What's everyone saying about the guitar? Could they hear that? Thank you very much. I play a lot of guitar. This is my beloved Fender Stratocaster, and I've got a few other ones down there as well. Apart from visual effects, guitar is one of my main pastimes, so it's a lot of fun. Do some John Mayer. Hang on. We've got any requests in the chat? What's everyone saying? Well, I wish I could play guitar. Yeah, it's a good pastime. I highly recommend it if everyone likes it. Have you heard of Polyphia? It rings a bell, but I don't know any songs by them. Let's turn it up a bit. We can do some shredding. I hope that's not deafening everyone. Looks like it's not too bad on the audio levels. Just just realised you can't actually see that. Let me point the camera down a bit. Is that better? Yeah, that would do. There we go. How long are you going to play guitar for? That's the end of the guitar. I don't want to do that all night. Cool. Okay, let's do some actual visual effects. I think that's what everyone's tuning in for. Nirvana. I know lots of Nirvana songs. I've been playing The Man Who Sold the World a lot, and I've been playing what's that one that goes do 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 do? All Apologies. I've been playing All Apologies a lot. I like a lot of the stuff from the MTV Unplugged album. It's very good. Let's switch to what's it called? Screen thingamajig. This screen. There we go. I was trying to figure out how to use OBS for a second. And we can do some actual visual effects while we're talking. Let's open DaVinci Resolve. I can export a couple of the shots out and then we can start working on them. HBD dude. What does HBD mean? I'm not down with the kids. Do you use all analog? Yeah, mostly. That the way that the guitar is going into the computer is actually analog, but it's like a digital modeling thing, but it's not got any digital components. It sits on the pedal board and all the pedals go into it, and it has like an amp and cab simulator that goes through it. It's very cool. It sounds really good. It's called a DSM and Humboldt simplifier. It's really good. Got it from Anderton's a few months ago, and yeah, it has an emulation for Deluxe Reverb, Marshall, and a Vox AC30. So there's some really good tones in there. Let's get DaVinci on the roll. By the way, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Bro, you have a great journey ahead. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Come one-wheeling. Salvador, how's it going, man? Thank you very much. I know, my one wheel's on the blink of it. It's got some battery problems, so I can still ride it, but the range, if I don't charge it, the range kind of dies. I think it needs to rebalance the cells. I've tried it a few times, but I'm having some issues with it. But I still go to the shops and stuff on it. It still gets me around. I think you're an expert at VFX. Thank you very much. I'm not sure about that, but I'm trying to get there. Hey, Alfie lad. Oh, Joe Gould, my buddy. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Resolve is always really glitchy for me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I found it to be really stable so far. I actually bought DaVinci Resolve. What version is this? Well, the studio version. I'm on 16 point whatever it is. Probably going to upgrade to 17 soon. But I found it to be really good. I switched from Premiere about 2 months ago, and I haven't looked back. DaVinci Resolve is amazing. Why do all VFX artists have a one wheel? I was definitely inspired by Ren. That's one of the main people that I saw riding it, and now I own one all these years later. I have a spare battery for you. Do you really? Oh man, we should talk. I need to install it. I don't actually know if it's the battery. It might be the BCM or whatever is the battery controller thinking it's on the blink. Maybe I'll drop you a message after this and we can chat. I was thinking of speaking to Patrick about it and seeing if he knows anyone that could sort it, because my other option is sending it back to America, which is obviously not ideal. It's going to cost a lot of money. But yeah, let's chat about that. Been watching Anderton's before I started playing LOL OG Guitar Channel. Yeah, the guys are amazing on Anderton's. I love them to pieces. I've bought multiple guitars and thousands of pounds worth of guitar pedals from Anderton's. It's a bit of an addiction. You switch from Premiere. Yeah, I nothing against Premiere. I just think it's a bit expensive for what I was using it for, because I only edit maybe 2 or 3 videos a month. And DaVinci Resolve supports ACES, which I'm going to do a video about soon. But ACES is a really good color workflow that I can use in Blender, Nuke, and DaVinci Resolve. And it's really good for like bringing in log footage and converting it to the right color space. So that is my preference these days, and it's been really good so far. I've got no complaints about it at all. So if I go into this mode is going to cover all my monitors. Let's see if I can go to dual window or whatever it's called. Viewer mode, primary display, second dual screen. Can I turn this off? And then that, yeah, there we go. Cool. So now I can see what I'm doing a bit more. Let's open the actual edit. I think the first shot I'm going to do is this one, where the floor is going to open up, which should be kind of fun. I'm going to have to paint out a couple of bits over here, but let's export this into a folder, and then I can start working on it. So we go to deliver, and then select this one, render this clip. Let's do browse, Iron Man 2, shot 1, Nuke, live action. Oh, it's already in here. by the looks of things. Let's just double check. I might have already done it. Let's just close DaVinci for a second. I could have made that up. I might have exported the wrong shot. Your cam looks better on live stream than in videos. Yeah, I changed one of my settings recently. It wasn't using the full HD of the webcam before. OBS had defaulted to something like 480p. So when I scaled it up, it looked really pixelated. So hopefully in the videos from now on, the cam should look a bit better, which would be nice. But we shall see. Yeah, basically OBS was messing me around. Shot 1, nuke, live action. Is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. I've got the wrong folder, or the wrong plate in the nuke folder. So let's delete that and start from scratch. Shot 1, nuke, live action. Let's get rid of that. And let's export a new one from DaVinci. Happy birthday. Thank you very much, Secret Maurus. I hope that's how you say your name. Doesn't Media Composer support Aces too? I think it... I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Adobe stuff isn't Aces compliant at the moment. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's so overpriced. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's overpriced. I think it's good value if you use it more, but because I'm not editing many videos a month and I don't use After Effects or any of the other programs, I was only using Premiere, so it wasn't really worth it for me to keep using it. And I had a student discount on it for a while, so it was like half the price. But once it switched to me having to pay the full price for it, I just thought I would give DaVinci a shot because I'd heard lots of good things about it anyway. And the color workflow in DaVinci is amazing, so I'm really happy with it so far. Right, let's call this L1 and let's put it in shot 1 folder. Nuke, live action, save, presets, VFX, EXR. Looks good to me. Add to render queue, start render. Wolf says, I have to go and start our day. Oh, thank you very much for sticking around for the stream. It was really nice to see you guys. NC, yes, I'm using Nuke non-commercial. I've spoken to the Foundry to try and get sponsored by them. Maybe they'll give me a Nuke license. So we shall see. But yeah, currently I'm just using non-commercial. Non-commercial is fine. Like, the only thing I really want about the more advanced versions of Nuke is I'd like to be able to use the right geo node, because I prefer Nuke's camera tracker to Blender. But in general, the other restrictions are you can only export at 1080p HD, which isn't much of an issue because I only really work in HD for YouTube anyway, because otherwise it takes ages to render from Blender. And what the other ones? I think that's it really. There's not that many restrictions on it apart from the resolution, and some of the more advanced gizmos don't work. Oh, and you can't install plugins, but I don't really have any plugins that I use anyway. Iron Man 2. Shot 1. Nuke. Live action. There we go. Oh, I need to change my color workflow back to Aces, I think. Let's press play on the music, have that going in the background. Jamie O'Donnell, happy birthday. Oh, mate, thank you very much. No one has to donate in this stream, but that's very kind of you. Thank you, that's really, really sweet. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Now it is a good birthday. Thanks a lot, dude. That's really kind of you. I use HitFilm. Yep, HitFilm is also really good. I'm going to turn this off. This is distracting me. It's good music, though. Do you usually have any problem working with non-commercial? No, I've used non-commercial ever since I started my YouTube channel and started using Nuke. So yeah, in general, I think non-commercial is absolutely fine for most things that people do. When I'm at work, I obviously use the full version, but when I'm at home, I very rarely run into any problems. Like I said, the only thing is the right geo node, but if you track in Blender, it's fine anyway. Then you can read that camera back into Nuke, and then you have the camera in Nuke as well. So it's not a bad workaround at all, really. DaVinci is used in big Hollywood houses. Yeah, lots of stuff has been edited in, especially color graded in DaVinci. So it's definitely not like a worse version than Premiere. In fact, I think some of the features are a lot better. It seems to run faster than Premiere. Yeah, DaVinci is used professionally as well. I think Avid is still the main industry editor, and people obviously use Premiere as well. Like films like Deadpool were edited in Premiere. I don't know about how many films have been edited in DaVinci, but I know it's used professionally for color grading loads. I use Restream for make broadcasts about that broadcast. I've never used Restream. I've only really used OBS for live streaming. Then there's Jamie's donation. Very, very kind of you, dude. Thank you very much for that. Los Mundos de Nibas. Hey Alfie, happy birthday. How are you? Sorry I'm a bit late. No worries. We've hardly got anywhere, to be honest. I've only just really started. I need to change my color settings back to using what's it called? Aces. So let's do that quickly. Oh, it is set up already. So why is my thing not defaulting to it? Or is it? Oh, it's in Aces. My bad. Did I export it in the wrong color space maybe? This doesn't look like the right color. This is the fun back and forth. Basically, I switch between using Aces and not using Aces because when I put stuff on Patreon, I don't want it to all the Blender setup to be using Aces because it will confuse people. So I try and do all the tutorial stuff in normal color workflows, and then when I'm doing the actual like proper visual effect shots, I work in Aces. You should apply for a job at Marvel. You do all this by yourself. I do work for a professional visual effects company called The Mill. Not quite Marvel standards. We do mostly sort of TV and music videos, but we've done some cool stuff. We did, not me personally, but The Mill worked on the HBO Watchmen show, which was really cool. And I've done a few like cool music videos. Did the Harry Potter Wizards Unite live action trailers, which was really cool because I'm a massive Harry Potter nerd. So I got to do loads of spells and stuff for that. So yeah, I get to do lots of cool stuff in my day-to-day job as well. Happy birthday from Doomsday. Thanks very much, Dooms. Hit Film and After Effects are like Natron and Nuke. Yeah, it's basically just node-based and not node-based, but Hit Film and After Effects are really good layer-based programs. Prashan, what do you think of Nuke Indie? I haven't personally used it. I emailed the Foundry last week to try and see if they'll give me a license because I'm using Nuke all the time in my videos. It was just a sort of shot in the dark, really, but maybe they'll take pity on me not wanting to have to buy the full license. To be honest, I think if they don't fancy giving it to me, I'll end up buying Nuke Indie soon anyway because it's quite a reasonable price. It's about £30 a month. It works out as $400 a year or something, but you have to pay for it up front, but that's fine. I'm getting to the point now where I'm earning enough money from YouTube to justify buying stuff like that, so I might start to think about it in the near future. But like I said, the only real thing I miss is the right geo node. I'm not really super fussed about being able to export at higher resolutions than HD. Do you go into work or like a Teradici at the moment? I'm on a Teradici at the moment. The office is open and I've been in a few times mid sort of pandemic crisis, but we had a couple of cases in the office of people that got sick, so we had to sort of lock it down a little bit more. And on top of that, it's not really that worth going in unless the whole team's there. So I've kind of found, in general, I prefer to just work from home unless everyone's going to be in, which isn't very often. But yes, I do. We have a Teradici system, so I can control my work computer from home, which is really nice. I've got my like triple monitors and stuff here, so it's a very comfortable work from home setup. It's actually sort of nicer than being in the office sometimes. Will you be posting this? Yes, this will probably. I think YouTube just records this by default, so I'll just make it public, so that everyone can see it. Since you use both Nuke and After Effects for compositing and VFX stuff, which one do you think has less of a learning curve and faster to work with? Oh, good question. Honestly, I think Nuke is probably harder to pick up because the node-based thing is a little bit more harder to get your head around, and it's a more advanced software. But if you're only doing the basics, they're probably about the same. Nuke definitely has a lot more that you can learn. You can take it further with the whole 3D system and how that works. But yeah, I guess After Effects is probably a bit more, if you've done video editing and stuff, it's probably more, it will look more similar to an editing software, which is probably more what you're used to. If you're starting from scratch, they're probably about the same. If you're used to something like an editing software, then After Effects will probably be easier to pick up. But yeah, my recommendation to people is always, if you want to get into visual effects seriously, then download Nuke non-commercial and just have a play, because that's what everyone uses in the industry. But learning After Effects is definitely a good stepping stone. I used After Effects for about 5 years and did all of my YouTube stuff in it for a while, and it's definitely really good. I'd say where Nuke really shines is CG compositing, because you can split out all the layers and stuff much more easily in a node-based system than you can in After Effects. Joe says, would you say Adobe Cloud is ridiculously overpriced? Yeah, depends how much you use it. If you're a professional, then the £50 a month is not so bad, but I think where they fall down is that there's no, apart from the student discount where you have to be in an educational institution and prove it, you can't get the student discount, so it suddenly becomes very expensive for people that aren't earning a living from using Adobe software. So it would be nice if they had almost like a non-commercial version like Nuke does that's less expensive for people that just want to learn how to edit, basically. Doom says, "Hey Alfie, hello." Hitfilm replicates After Effects while Natron replicates Nuke. Yeah, that's very true. Fusion is kind of similar to Nuke as well in the sense that it's node based, and I think it's a bit more powerful than Natron. But Natron, from what I've seen, is very good and looks very similar to Nuke. I've actually done a few courses with the Hitfilm guys. I went in to talk to some students at my old college, and what's the guy's name? Javert from Hitfilm was there doing some tutorials. So I had a chat with him, and that was quite interesting to speak to those guys. You can do some really cool stuff in Hitfilm. I think it's a good piece of software, and especially because I think it's free, isn't it? It's definitely a much better option than After Effects if you don't want to have to spend any money. How long have you been doing VFX? Good question. I think I started when I was about 13, but I never really got into it fully until about 4 or 5 years ago. When I went to college, I started studying filmmaking, and started taking it more seriously, making some YouTube videos, met some other people that were interested in filmmaking like me. Drew a lot of inspiration from people like Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital on YouTube. Those guys kind of got me into it, and I was watching their tutorials when I started, and that's how I kind of learned the basics of After Effects. So yeah, probably taking it seriously, probably 4 or 5 years. The first VFX software I ever learned was a free version of Hitfilm before Hitfilm became a thing called FX Lab Pro. I had a version of it that would watermark everything you rendered, and I just used to do like really simple muzzle flash composites on top of footage and stuff in there. Pop Ninja, you're on IMDb. I am. I've got a couple of credits on there. Most of the stuff I've done doesn't bother going on IMDb because it's like videos and stuff. What's it called? TV adverts. So they don't really get credits apart from on the Mills website. But I've done a few music videos that are on IMDb. We did a Chemical Brothers one that was a lot of fun. Hi from Egypt. Happy birthday. Thank you very much, Sassy or Sassy. Hope that's how you say your name. I'm from Egypt too, gamer forever. That's really cool. I've been to Egypt. It's a really lovely country. I did some scuba diving there, and I love it to pieces. Simple channel. Yeah, that's what I used to say. Or that's what I was about to say. Resolve is used in big Hollywood houses for color grading and stuff. Yeah, Resolve is really, really cool. AE is easier all the way, although it's a little bit more limited. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. We got Teradici at a uni course and for literal years. Yeah, the Teradici software has been around for a while, and we've just started utilizing it now. Everyone's working from home. What was your day job? I work for... Did I answer that already? I forgot. I work for a visual effects company called The Mill in London. It's a really cool place to work. I think Natron is now an abandoned project. The people who made it stopped developing it. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That sucks. I think Natron was a really good free alternative to Nuke. Can I see this live stream after it ends? Yeah, I'll make this public after it ends so we can watch it back, because I think that'd be fun. I have to go to bed now. That's fine. Thanks very much for tuning in, Lucas. That's really cool. If it's about VFX, why did you not do VFX? Do you mean at college? I don't understand your question, expert man. Yeah, Natron is down. Oh, I didn't know that. That's really unfortunate. Have they actually taken it down, or just stop updated it? Let's actually try and get some shots exported before I forget to do any visual effects in this visual effects live stream. Render this clip. Add to render queue. Shot 1, Nuke. Live action. Yeah, add to render queue. Replace, start render. And now hopefully this will work. The dev stopped. Oh, that's really unfortunate. But yeah, to be honest, if you're at the point where you've got Natron, you might as well just get Nuke non-commercial, because they're pretty much the same thing, and Nuke non-commercial is obviously exactly the same as Nuke, except it has a few limitations. But yeah, I think Natron's pretty good as well. I think Resolve likely killed Natron. Quite possibly, yeah. Resolve is becoming a bit of a giant killer at the moment. It seems to be taking over, certainly taking over the editing world a little bit at the moment. Nuke live action. Let's see if this is the correct color space now. There we go. That looks better. Cool. So, Sebastian Winskill. Hello, mate. How's it going? It's dead. The dev stopped. I've read that. I think Resolve like killed Nature. I've read that. You don't make VFX in Blender, but you called this a VFX live stream. Why don't you do VFX in Blender? I'm going to be doing some stuff in Blender. I'm just exporting this plate to Blender so that I can start working on it. I'll be 5 minutes and then we'll be in Blender. Fear not. What kind of computer do you use? I have a gaming PC that I custom built in 2017, I think. It's not really a gaming PC, but it's got gaming parts. It has 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I have a GTX 1080, which at the time was one of the best graphics cards. I was going to upgrade to the 3090, but I think I'll give it a bit of time till the price drops. And the 1080 is still a really good card, to be fair. And then what else have I got? An i7 6700K processor. So it's a pretty good processor. It's above average, but it's not going to like blow your face off like a Threadripper. And then, yeah, that's about it, isn't it? I've just got some fans and stuff in there that are kind of nondescript. Nuke, save this as this script, save. And then let's just check there's nothing in the pre-comps folder before I blow everything up. Shot 1, nuke, pre-comps. There we go. There is already stuff in here. I knew there would be. So let's export this as a JPEG sequence. Cool. Let that render. Did I hear you say HitFilm is good alternative to After Effects? Yeah, I haven't personally used HitFilm that much, especially recently, but from what I've seen, it's basically very similar to After Effects. It's got some good particle plugins and stuff built into it. It's layer based, so it's very similar to After Effects. Yeah, I think it's a really solid option. And to be honest, if HitFilm had been around at the time I started learning visual effects, I probably would have gravitated towards that instead of Adobe, just because of the price difference. But they're both good options these days, and if you're really naughty, you can get your hands on After Effects for free. So there is always that. To scale 0.4, let's make this a bit smaller, and this will be my UD plate, background plate, render. You can't probably find a 3090 at retail price. No, I mean MSI and a few other companies are making them for cheaper now. So, well, not for cheaper. They're making them more expensive, but obviously they're not the Founders Edition. So you can get your hands on them, but they're about £1,600. I think they're quite expensive, but they're very good. I mean, my 1080 has 8 gigs of VRAM, which is already pretty good, and the 3090 has 24. So those renders will be absolutely scorching. Let's open Blender. I might have to do some F-Spy stuff as well first, just to line up the camera. I'm trying to keep up with chat as well, but it's moving too fast for my tired eyes on this day of birth. Blender, F-Spy. Where's F-Spy? There we go. It's funny because I normally really heavily edit out all the bits where I'm just rambling in my videos, so this is the first time anyone's going to see me just talking rubbish all evening to try and fill some air. But I think that's kind of cool. It's really nice to hang out with everyone. Thank you very much for joining. I wasn't really sure how interested people would be in me sort of working away late at night, but there's lots of people in the chat, so it's really cool to see. The issue with non-commercial is that it's non-commercial. I never know what that means. I think it's a bit of a grey area, but I think it basically means if you're not making money from it, it's okay. I mean, it's probably because these YouTube videos are monetized, I should probably not be using it. I don't really know, but I'm predominantly using Blender, and if there was a problem with it, I could always just composite in Blender. So I kind of take it as, if you're not a studio making loads of money using it and non-commercial, then it's okay. But yeah, it is a bit of a grey area. I just saw you did your video on YouTube. I didn't get notifications. Yeah, the notifications are a bit weird. They seem to be sort of come and go on YouTube at the moment. But happy birthday. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Joe says, looks like I'll be jumping completely from Adobe once my deal ends. Thank you, good sir. Good night. Thanks for tuning in, Joe. Yeah, I recommend other things to Adobe these days. There's better options, in my opinion. Can you please make some nuke tutorials for noobs? I'm thinking about it. I'm going to see if the Foundry are up for sponsoring my channel. If they are, then I'll definitely make some nuke tutorials. I'm in America, so it's not late for me. Oh, nice. Perfect. It's 12 a.m. here, lol. Yeah, sorry. This is the only time I could do it. I wanted to do it earlier in the day, but I was not in, so I had to do this at a later date, unfortunately, or later in the evening. Jamie says, I had a really weird crash on my PC. It's randomly decided to delete a ton of my software, which is always much appreciated. A few days for handing it. Oh man, that sounds horrible. Yeah, I have had that on my Mac a while ago. It wasn't quite as bad as that, but I had to reinstall the OS and it was a real pain. Right, let's do set up the X and Y axes on this so that I can actually start doing stuff. 1. So I guess we can use the lines on the floor. as a... Actually, maybe I should not do this one. Let's do the more high-res picture, which is the UD plate, one of these. Is it gonna... Hello? Go away. No. Let's reopen F-Spy. It's all broken. It's all broken. Do you want to... Yes. Okay, let's try that again. F-Spy. Blender. Let's turn the tunes back on a bit. F-Spy. F-Spy. Cool. And then drop in the undistorted plate. One vanishing point. Hey Hatter, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. It's good to see you here. Glad you guys were able to join. I was a bit worried a lot of people in the Discord were going to be asleep. So it's nice to see everyone. And then the y-axis. It's kind of hard on this because it doesn't actually line up exactly. Let's just do that. Is that the correct orientation? I think so. That looks right to me. Yeah. What focal length is this? I forgot. Got my notes down here. This is my Iron Man storyboard, which you saw in the trailer. This is a 35mm lens. So 35. Oh, not 325. That's quite a lot. And then I think that's all I need to do. So let's save this in the shot 1 folder. I just realised this song is about Christmas. Surely not. In the 1970s rock and roll. What's that doing there? Oh well. Iron Man, shot 1. Let's go Blender, camera tracks, and save it in here as camera version 1. Save. Cool. And then file, import. Oh, I haven't got the F-Spy add-on enabled yet because I've got a new version of Blender. F-Spy? Oh, add-ons. Come on. Oh, do I have to install it? I forgot about that. God damn it. F-Spy. Focal length hasn't saved. Oh, damn it. Back we go. Thank you for spotting that. I would not have spotted it. Alright, here we go. Let's do this dance again. Is that right? God, I can't even see what I'm doing on these floorboards. That looks about right. Jesus. There we go. And then vertical. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Cool. 35. Is that going to save now? Oh, do I have to slide this? Oh yeah, I guess you can't punch in the numbers manually. Interesting. Alright, let's try that again. I just won't close F-Spy this time just in case it doesn't work again. I'm going to restart my PC. Bluetooth is glitched. Oh man. Okay, see you shortly. Rotoscoping is a pain. Yep, everyone hates rotoscoping. Apart from Pop Ninja, apparently, who loves it. Do I have to install the F-Spy add-on, or is it default in Blender now? I can never remember. I haven't done this in so long. It looks like I have to install it, which is a shame. F-Spy add-on Blender. Let's just put this over here. We've got 19 viewers. Wow, that's a lot of people. What am I doing? I don't want to download official F-Spy add-on. That's what we want. Surely, that is what we're after. Oh god, a lot of things here. I don't remember it being this complicated. But anywho, let's see if this works. You have to install it. You aren't human, huh? Hatter is here too. I think you need a darker reader Chrome extension. I like it dark. Install. downloads. S by master. No, that still hasn't done it. God damn it. Maybe you'll get 22 viewers. You can't use the master, you have to use the Blender folder. Okay. God. I swear the last time I did this it was like one file. It must be more complicated in the newer versions. Extract here. F-Spy Blender. Ah, there we go. I assume it's the add-on. Add-on.py. Hello? Am I being dumb? What do I do here? Someone tell me. Init? No. Add-on.py. F-Spy. It's not working. No, I don't remember it being this complicated. Thank you, Polar Came. Happy birthday, that's very kind of you. You need to download it, just the Blender folder as a zip. I had the exact same issue. Oh, from the website. What, this one? If I click that, does it download? How do I download this as a zip? Oh my god. I hate GitHub, it's so convoluted to work it out. I think you downloaded the code, not the file. Oh man, I'm having an absolute nightmare here. That isn't how it works. The init is in the wrong place. You also can't only import one py file. Do I have to download this? I'm so confused. F-Spy add-on Blender. Surely. What does it say here? Follow these instructions. I probably should have read the instructions. Download the latest version. Make sure you download the file called fspyblender.zip. Here we go. We're on the right track. If I click this to download. Yes. Okay, this looks promising. And then go install. Back to downloads. fspyblender.zip. It still hasn't worked. You're my favourite artist. Thank you very much. That's really kind of you. Oh, I've opened Discord. Uh-oh. We're going to be exposed. Oh, it opened on the other screen. It's fine. Close that. This is an absolute disaster. Is there a downloads thing further down? Leak the DMs. Oh, it worked. You sure? Oh. I'm dumb. Thank you. I'm glad someone's awake. Nice one. Okay, cool. All right. We're after a bumpy start, we're going to be able to import our camera. Okay. Shot one. Blender. Camera tracks. There we go. Look at that. Perfect now. It's amazing what you can do when you've got 10 people or 22 people looking out for you. Alfie is such a gem. National treasure status. Oh man, I looked over here and it said playback's 165. I thought it said 165 people watching for a second. The music is weirding me out again. I want to know how to turn this down without completely... Like, this is on the lowest setting in Epidemic Sounds, but I can't make it any quieter in my ears. Is the music annoying anyone, or is it okay? I might just turn it off. Could use Spotify. Well, I don't want to play anything that's not copyright free. Not in the volume mixer. It's in my headphones. The volume mixer would change it for you guys, but I don't think it would do anything for me, unfortunately. Let's just turn it off. I can't be bothered with it. It was a good idea, but it's too much. No, it's good. No, it's fine. Oh, everyone's saying it's okay. We'll leave it for a bit, and then we might turn the tunes back on shortly. But let's do some actual blendering, because I think that's what everyone's here for. I've lost the chat. Let's get that back up. There we go. Cool. The music is really low. Yeah, I didn't want it to be overpowering anyway. All right. So first things first, what are we doing in this shot? This is gonna be one where the floor opens up and there's gonna be all that stuff under the floor. So let's just rotate this until, well, I guess the axes kind of line up anyway. I shot it at a bit of a weird angle. I probably should have shot it a bit more dead on, but that's fine. Let's scale this up till it kind of fills the frame. And then what we want to do, this is going to be the floor. And then I want to make it like some sort of, what's it called? A cylinder to be the hole, but then super low poly. So let's go like 6 maybe, or 8. Let's try 8. I think we want to go for 8. And then rotate it a bit. Bring it over here. Z. And scale it up a bit. So this is going to be like the main. Oh god. Interesting. I think I need to rotate so this is more on the x-axis. So let's turn the z-axis off. Rotate Z. I think that's probably better. Maybe not actually. Let's just do that. So then it lines up horizontally. If I do, it's really annoying that it scales at a weird angle. Why does it do that? Because the x-axis is that way. But if I press scale X, it stretches out. You know what? Edit mode is the solution here. That's what I was trying to do. Cool. So this is going to be the hole, and then we can make it sort of this size, I suppose. Discord using. Oh god, I've missed a million messages. We're here for your birthday. I'm very grateful for everyone turning up. Thank you. By the way, can we be friends? Anyone who's in this is already my friends. So when's the boozing coming out? I don't drink much. I have a drink every now and again, but I'm not much of a drinker. I usually get really, really drunk about twice a year, and then I end up regretting it, and it puts me off for the rest of the year. But yeah, I mean, it's not drinking's not super cool anyway. I just do it socially. But if you're underage, drink responsibly, or don't drink at all if you're underage. Alfie has a Discord server. Yes, I do. In the description, join the server. Yeah, I recommend joining the server. It's really fun in there. We've got over 100 people now. Everyone shares their work. It's a lot of fun. Could it be rotated? I don't know why it was scaling weirdly. I think it might have been the normals on the cylinder. Wow, low poly. It's not going to be. This is just going to be the shape in the floor, but we'll bevel it so it's not horrible. But I think in the Iron Man one, he has like a hexagon sort of shape in the floor. Can't believe you're already doing Iron Man VFX live. Me neither. This could be an absolute car crash. I don't drink. Good. Well, not good, but yeah, it's not necessarily a good thing. It's not good for your health to do it regularly. Low poly because high poly makes more time to render. Yeah, I'm not trying to save render time. This is just making it simple for now. If you're underage, drink responsibly. Yes, that's possibly mixed messages coming across there. Did you try clearing the rotation? Yeah, the rotation was set by default. It wasn't like, even if I just add a cylinder and then do scale X, it scales, even though that's the default. If I rotate it like that and then do scale X, it doesn't actually scale how I was expecting. I think that's fine anyway. I've just done it in edit mode now. Hello from PMA Productions. Hello, thank you very much for joining the stream. Just join the Discord. Let's go. I hope you enjoy it in there. Okay, so what we're going to do in this is, let's do, I think I have the bool tools thing enabled. No, I don't. So whatever that Boolean tool thing is, it's really good. Is it bool tools? I think that might be the one. And then is it Control-Shift-B for the shortcut? It is. There we go. So that then you can just do one of these options. And if I select both of them, so I select the floor and then the cylinder, Control-Shift-B, difference. Oh, it's the other way around. That one, then that one. Control-Shift-B, difference. It cuts a hole in the floor. And then the floor can be the holdout, and then under the floor we can have all of the extra bits and pieces. I think I probably want to make this a bit bigger so that I can see some more stuff under the floor. So let's go to about here maybe. Yeah. And then select this and then this and then Control-Shift-B, difference. Oh, a broken blender. What did I do there? Oh, I think I had the camera selected, that's why. Cool. And then you can Actually, I'll just scale the outside up a little bit because it's a bit close to the edge for now. So basically this will be the holdout for the floor, and then I'm going to put a load of Kitbash stuff underneath. So if I go to File, Append, I have a Kitbash thing that I've been using to make the robot arms as well. It's in Blender Assets, I think. Hard Surface Kit, there we go. And then wait for it to load. Because it's scaling. Yeah, it is the camera angle, it's just on a bit of a wonk, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter. If we append all of these, then we'll be able to see what we can use to make all that stuff under the floor, just all the random machinery. Need more channels, lol, accidentally joined voice channel. Yeah, there's not many in there. We don't really use the voice channels much yet. It's just a few people in there. It's mainly just people posting their work and just sort of sharing various visual effects work and memes and all sorts. Control minus does that. Does it? I didn't know that. That's cool. Faster than Control Shift D. Interesting. I haven't tried that before. Do you try and do correct topology in your projects? Yeah, usually. This is not a very good example of that because obviously this is terrible topology. But usually I retopologize stuff using remesh or just model sensibly if it's not super high poly. Your voice is very calming. Thank you very much. That's probably a lot of it is to do with this microphone. It's like a visual effects ASMR. Cool. So if I hide this, we can pick some of these funky, what they called, like machinery parts from the hard surface kit. So this is what I did last time. I downloaded just a Kitbash kit, and then I put a load of these things under the floor to kind of fill out that space. So I think I used one of these actually to do the like arms that open up under the floor. This looks like it's going to be painful. It's not actually that bad. So basically my approach with this is just pick some that I like. So let's say I like this one here. Which one is it? This one. Go into wireframe mode and just select that one, and then Control J. They're in a few separate parts, so you can just join them all into one. And then what I do once it's joined is I move it into a new collection just called machinery parts, and then just hide that for now so I know that that one's selected. I'm just going to pick a few of these things to go under the floor, just sort of random ones that look kind of cool, and then I'll just delete the rest. Don't need to do all of them obviously because there's millions of things here. This one's kind of cool. Control J, M, machinery parts. Go for some bigger bits maybe, like some of these chunky boys over here. Control J, M, machinery parts. I can put the music back on while I'm doing this because this is less concentration-y. Control J. So I'll probably go to sleep. 22:14 in the UK. That was 2 minutes ago. I can't read chat and have the music on at the same time. It's killing me. I'm going to pretend I understand what you're saying. I can talk a bit slower if you like. Gamer Forever, got to go sleep. Okay, man, thank you very much for joining in. VFX is just... VFX ASMR is just VFX artists screaming at Nuke. Not sure how relaxing that would be, but sure. Not gonna lie, you have a face of Superman, maybe the jawline or something. Thank you. I get told I have a good jawline a lot, but I don't even really know what that means. Does it mean like you have a sharp chin or something? What were we doing? I tried doing some motion tracking, but my solve error is high. Is it because parts of my footage move fast? Solve error can be high because of loads of different reasons. It's a bit painful in Blender because it very rarely gives you a good indication of why the solve error is really high. Usually I found it's because it tracks some points and thinks they're further away from the camera than they are, or they're closer to the camera, and as a result of that it messes up the track. So if you turn on the solve error in the info so you can see the solve error of each track, sometimes you can kind of work out which one's messing it up and then just get rid of that one. But yes, it is a little bit painful sometimes. Like when I was doing the tutorial for my visual effects workflow, when I was tracking the camera for that TIE fighter, it kept tracking stuff that was right in the distance, and it was just saying it was like 300 miles away and really confusing Blender. So I basically deleted all the stuff that wasn't kind of close to the foreground, and that fixed it. Let's get some of these ones back here as well. Some of these look kind of cool. I won't do too many of these, don't worry chat. It's going to get more interesting than this, I swear. Machinery parts. Let's grab a couple of these. Oh, wrong button. Control J, machinery parts. Cool, that will probably do. I think I've got enough now. So let's get rid of all of this. Delete. Just going to think about that for a while. Hopefully it doesn't crash. I should probably save this before it does. I swear I want to donate. Oh no, you don't have to donate. It's very kind, the donations so far, but I'm not doing this for donations. This is just for some birthday fun. Alfie birthday blender stream. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I reset all of these to be in the center, and then I can spread them out a bit. Someone suggested in the comments recently that I turn on screencast keys, so I should probably look into that. That would be quite good for live streams as well, so that I'm not just aimlessly pressing buttons and you guys don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'll do that if I do another one soon. What do you think about Unreal Engine in VFX? We use Unreal a bit at work. It's starting to become really popular and people are doing some really cool stuff with it. I think it definitely has its place. It still looks kind of like a game engine, even though people could do some really cool stuff with it. We've done a few car ads in Unreal because Unreal can do car stuff really well, like reflections and things. But it definitely has like a weird kind of video gamey quality to it still, that if you're trying to do like photoreal visual effects, it's quite hard to take it that extra step. So there is that to consider, definitely. But Unreal is really cool in general. Have I just crashed? It's frozen. I tried to unhide everything and it's buggered. I wish I had money for a present. Oh, it's very kind of you. Honestly, no present needed. Your presence here is the present. See what I did there? We must buy him a present. Must get Patreon subs. It's okay. I make money just from you guys watching the YouTube videos, so it's all good. No need to buy me anything. Where's the floor gone? That's what I want to know. There it is. Unreal is really good for live work. Yeah, I've seen some people like rotating HDRIs in real time on like really high res models, and it's just incredible to see the lighting change so rapidly, whereas obviously in cycles it has to like do all the sampling and stuff. Are those procedural vehicles? How do they work? No, this is from a Kitbash kit that I downloaded, and I just kind of picked some of the ones that I like. It'd be cool if they were procedural. I think it would be really good for previs. Yeah, that's what a lot of people use it for. Link to screencast keys. Do you mean you posted it, or you want me to find it? Someone sent it to me in the comments of a recent video. I just haven't got around to installing it yet. The Mandalorian is shot entirely in Unreal. Yeah, they use Unreal for the volume, which is what those LEDs are called. But obviously, there's a lot of VFX that go on top of that that's not done in Unreal. But all the background stuff is from a game engine. Yeah, that's correct. And it's very cool, very, very cool stuff. Right, so let's put some of these under the floor. I want to make these a bit bigger so that they look a bit more suited to the size of the shot. So let's go for like maybe something like that. That's probably too big now. Maybe like that. And then just start placing them down here, and then I'll move them into position in a bit. Basically, the idea of the Kitbash kit is I can just fill up all the stuff under the floor with miscellaneous machinery parts, and it looks really cool. Something like that. This is very slapped in, but it's cool. Maybe rotate this. Oh, I'm doing all the wrong buttons. There we go. One of these. I probably should have got a few more actually. Maybe I'll just scale them up for now. Something like that. It's just basically the idea of this is just to create some depth to the shot so that it's not just like a box under the floor, and there's actually some detail in there. This is going to be the arms that open up. Let's go for that for now, and then maybe I can rotate some of these like this to make them look a bit different. It's just about placement really, so you can see how crazy this looks from underneath, but it only really matters about what it looks like from the camera's perspective, which is the main thing. Let's go like this. I'm not trying to fill it up entirely, it's just to kind of add some visual interest under all this stuff. And this will be the arm. And then let's create some depth to this. So extrude these down a little bit. And then I think what I want to do is inset some of these to give them some interesting, what's it called? Interesting, I don't know what the word is. Let's try individual origins and see if I can just, no, that doesn't quite work. I'll do them individually. Let's try this one with Chicken Movie. Engineers hate him. Yes, I could see that being a YouTube title. Do you watch anime and what do you watch if you do? I don't really watch anime. I have a few friends that keep recommending it to me. I've seen a few episodes of One Punch Man when it's been like on in the living room when I was living with some flatmates. But in general, I don't really watch it, no. I've played a few games of Attack on Titan, and I think I've watched like one episode of it before. I really like the style. It's just not the kind of genre I really go after. But I think anime is really cool, and there's a lot of good like what's it called, like tropes and stuff that come out of anime that I think are really cool. Like Corridor Digital do a lot of kind of anime inspired videos, and I always think they're really cool. Zach says happy birthday. Thank you very much. Cool. I'm trying to work out how to get this to be a consistent size. Let's do scale. Oh no, inset 0.5. Nope. Inset 0.2. Nope. Inset 0.1. Nope. 0.15. Okay, we're just going to do it manually. I can't be bothered with this. Oh, weird. It's doing it. Okay, whatever. We're just going to eyeball it. So I'm just going to make... These are going to look like kind of breeze blocks or cinder blocks, I think they're called in America, where it's like the concrete that has the kind of square gaps. Because in the actual Iron Man films, that's what the floor looks like when it opens up. I spent a lot of time looking at the films as a reference for when I was planning these Iron Man videos. So we do something like that, and then what I can do is extrude these outwards to make some more detail. I think individual origins will work for this. Extrude, scale. Maybe I want to go the other way. There we go, that's what I was after. Has that gone in the correct direction? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then basically bevel the edges of these so they don't look so sharp. Something like this. Control B. Let's add another loop in there as well. Oh good lord. Something like that. Looks pretty good. Do the same thing on the underneath. Control B. Bevel. I can't see what I'm doing from underneath. Oh, there's no geometry there. That's why. That's fine. We'll leave that then in that case. Let's put the tunes back on for a bit. Now it's a bit quieter. If I focus on VFX and Unreal Engine, can I find a job? Definitely, yeah. Note, my continent doesn't have a VFX company. Yeah, I struggled with that. Oh, god damn it. I can't talk and listen to music at the same time. Where I grew up in the countryside in England, there were no VFX studios. I had to move to London to get work in the VFX industry. So I can relate to that. If you're really into it, then you'll probably have to move to somewhere that the work is, basically. But it's not the end of the world, because people move out from home eventually anyway. So that's just how life works. But yeah, you can definitely get a job in Unreal. There's people, you know, on The Mandalorian and stuff that work in Unreal and now have a job working on really cool projects like that. So there's lots of stuff going on with it at the moment in the industry. We're in that weird we call cinder blocks. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. We're that weird we call cinder blocks something different. And happy birthday. Thank you very much. We had a talk about how COVID is changing how people work from people in the industry. Yeah, it's the collaboration aspect of it is very interesting, because there's a bit of a tough thing where people can go down the wrong avenue for a lot longer when they're working remotely. Like if you're sat next to someone and you start doing something wrong, they'll say, do it this way instead. Whereas if you work on something for a day and then send someone your render at the end of the day and it's not what they were thinking, suddenly you've basically lost a day of work. But there's lots of good things that have come out of it as well. Like, it's encouraged everyone that works sort of like the mill, for example, has multiple offices around the world, and it's been a good example of, you know, communicating with people a long distance, because when everyone's working remotely, it doesn't really matter if you're down the road or whether you're in a different continent. It's all kind of the same thing. So it's been good for the technology aspect of it, but there's definitely been a lot to adjust to. Like, you have to be a lot more self-motivated to work at home because there's lots more distractions usually. So there's a few challenges. I'm really enjoying it overall. I think working from home is definitely the future. This bevel's gone wrong. Let's make it a bit bigger, like that. That looks good. Cool. Some of these models are really high poly actually, so I'm just going to decimate some of them within an inch of their life so that they don't slow down my viewport. Basically, if you press Control Z to undo stuff with really high poly models, it starts breaking everything, or takes really long time to undo. This one doesn't seem to want to be decimated very much. It starts breaking the model. Let's try this one. It's all about optimization, guys. Make your scenes quick. Cool. Apply. Decimate. I basically try and push it as far as I can before the model starts looking horrendous. Some of these it doesn't work very well on, and some of them it doesn't really matter because they're kind of far away from the camera. Like this one. Oh, I dragged it too far. Apply. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Also, I guess if I add these to a different collection, and then I can hide them, and then Blender won't be thinking about it all the time. Oh, they're already in a different collection actually, so I can just unhide that, and then this should be easier to work on. Cool. Can you make a free course on VFX? That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing with the Iron Man thing, even though it's very specific. It kind of teaches you everything you need to know, because there's the kind of model setup. I haven't done a modeling tutorial, but maybe I'll do that in the future. But it kind of goes over all the aspects of like texturing and rigging and animating, and obviously I'm going to do rendering and lighting and rendering and compositing and stuff as well. I might do like a basics course as well, but I just think there's so many out there, not necessarily for VFX, but like Blender in general. So many people have tried the hand for like the Blender basics tutorial series that it's just a bit saturated. But a lot of people keep asking for it, so maybe I'll think about doing something like it next year. Like not a tutorial of one project, I mean everything about VFX. Yeah, it would be nice to do that kind of thing. People keep asking me to do that for Nuke as well, because there's not many Nuke artists on YouTube. So who knows? Let's see what happens next year, but it's definitely something I'll consider. Pretty sure they've said continent, not country. What did I say? Did I say something wrong? We also got told they were wanting more generalists at the moment rather than specialists. Depends where you go. Some companies are more interested in generalists because one person can get lots of things done. Bigger visual effects companies, like where I am, we don't have many generalists. It tends to be everyone does, you know, their specific job, like compositing, or you have like animators and riggers and 3D trackers, and everyone has like a very specific thing that they do. But if you go to a smaller company, they tend to like people that can do a bit of everything, so they can sort of juggle you around onto multiple projects. Why do Americans have to be different? It's so annoying. Now I have to learn a bunch of different systems. I think the UK calling them breeze blocks is weirder than cinder blocks, to be honest, but maybe that's just me. Hatter says, gotta go, but happy birthday. Thank you very much, Hatter. It was great to see you. I really wish Blender would fix their UV system. I don't think the UV system in Blender is that bad. I've used the one in Maya and I absolutely hated it. So in comparison, I think it's pretty good. We make a VFX clip on something related to Christmas. I thought about it. It's probably a bit late now. Maybe I'll get a chance to, but I was going to do some sort of Santa VFX thing, but just haven't really had time. I've been very busy with work in the last few weeks, but we shall see. Maybe we'll get there. Okay, next job is let's make the hatch that's going to go on the floor. So to do that, I'm going to select the ring of faces around here, press F to make a face, then I'm going to separate this into a different one. separate by selection, and then this can be the actual hatch that opens up. So can I loop cut this? Probably not, because it's a weird shape. So let's just do a cheeky knife tool like this for now. I'll probably do this properly at a later date, but this is more of an example of how it's done. And then I can separate all of these faces, separate by loose parts. That's probably not going to work. Let's just do this. So this is how I did the last one. So I had like all 4 of these, and then they kind of go down and then open up like that. Oh, I've broken it again. There we go. Cool. Let's give these some thickness, I guess. If I hide this floor, I can hide this. All. Put the tunes back on for a bit. Add a solidify modifier onto these. I think maybe rock music isn't the right background music. That's probably the problem. Let's find something a bit more chill. Anyone got any suggestions for genres? We've got some classical stuff, funk. Maybe I search for moods. Dreamy, relaxing. That's probably what we want. Time traveler. This is quite chill. Okay, let's stick with this for a bit. See how it goes. We make VFX. Oh, I read that. Yeah, but you called them that before we called them cinder blocks. Quite possibly. I'm probably not the person to consult on the name of whatever those concrete blocks are called. I've called them both in my lifetime. Is it worth doing compositing in Blender, or is it better to just use Nuke non-commercial? I think Blender's compositor is pretty good. Nuke, if you want to go the professional route, then it's better to learn Nuke, because Nuke is what everyone uses. But if you're just doing stuff for yourself, Blender's compositor is pretty good, I think. It's a bit quirky, like the way you transform stuff around is a bit different to what I'm used to, but that's only because I know Nuke. I think if I just learned the Blender one straight away, it wouldn't have fazed me as much. Solidify modifier. Let's do a bit of thickness, and then what did I set this to? Let's do minus 0.05. I've forgotten how to copy modifiers. I don't know if you can actually do it. Right click, maybe? Maybe you can't do it. Maybe I'm imagining that. Let's just do this. Solidify minus 0.05. Or is it a, can you do the control L thing? Does that work? Object data, modifiers, there we go. Oh, wrong way around. Undo. Oh, it's frozen. Come on. I still haven't saved. Oh my god, we could have lost all that progress. Iron Man 2. What's this? Jamie! 100. Oh no, 10. Sorry, I misread that. £10, dude. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Merry Christmas and happy birthday again. Got to head off to bed. Also, I don't. I know I didn't have to donate, but I wanted to before heading off. Dude, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Very active in the Discord, and it's really nice to hear what you're up to and stuff. Have a good evening. Thank you for tuning in. That's very, very kind of you, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I wasn't expecting this at all. It's been an awesome evening. What am I doing? Saving this. Scenes. Shot 1, version 1. Okay, copy modifiers. That's what I was doing. Control L, modifiers. There we go. Now it works. You can copy them after all. You learn something new every day, chat. Look at that. Where's the last one? I've lost it. There we go. Cool. So these are going to be like the 4 separate pieces of the floor. And then they're going to kind of go down and slide outwards. Well, that's the idea. Let's put these in a collection as well. Collection, what should we call these? Hatch. That'll do. EDM songs. I wouldn't normally listen to this, but it's easy to talk over this. A lot of VFX artists said to get a job in the film industry is so hard, and when you get the job, you will hate yourself and hate your dream job. I don't think that's right. Some places I've heard are a bit like a sweatshop, and it's a bit hard working conditions. Where I work at the mill, everyone's lovely, and I was worried that when I went in, it would kind of ruin my perspective of my dream job. But honestly, I just love it even more now. It's fantastic. So I think it definitely depends where you go, but definitely the whole industry isn't like everyone's shut in a dark room and you're like whipped by your supervisors to make more VFX shots in as little time as possible. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It's a really cool industry. And if you want to get into it, I wouldn't let worrying about that kind of thing stop you, to be honest. But it's a good question. I did worry about that when I started as well. There's days where if you work really late, you get a bit disenchanted with it, and you're like, maybe this wasn't all it was cracked up to be. But you know, you work on a really cool project, and it sort of re-inspires you and makes you love the job all over again. Control L. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was after. All I'm doing are the stuff for myself for YouTube and stuff. YouTube videos, VFX, 3D stuff I'm putting on my channel. I want to use DaVinci, Blender, and Nuke and non-commercial. Yeah, I mean, I think using Nuke is the better workflow, and I definitely think that Nuke has more tools than Blender. Things like the volume raise and stuff I use a lot. I don't think Blender has an equivalent of that. So yeah, I'd say if you're really serious about compositing, it's probably better to learn Nuke. But if you just would rather use Blender and not have to learn a new piece of software, then go for it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Blender one. Depends what you're doing. If you're only like slapping two pieces of footage over each other for the CG, doing a bit of color grading, then Blender's probably fine. If you want to go down the route of splitting out all the different passes like I do and grading them and doing some more advanced compositing, you can still do that in the Blender one, but I'd say it's a lot easier in Nuke. So that's why I always recommend people just use the Nuke one. Can someone tell me how you make different objects in the viewport automatically have different colors? Well, like I'm doing here, you go into the shading options and set color to random. So by normal, I think it's on material or object. If you set it to random, it will randomly assign a different color to every object. Like if I turn on these, just makes it a bit easier to distinguish between them. I really like doing this. Do you think that that's sufficient, or it's just better to stick with Adobe stuff? Depends what you want to get out of it. If you want to get really stuck into compositing, I wouldn't recommend After Effects, because the layer-based thing, it gets a bit bogged down when you start doing lots of advanced stuff. But After Effects is pretty good. Like I don't want to knock After Effects because I used it for years and I was very happy using it. I guess it depends how far you want to push it, to be honest. Nothing wrong with After Effects at all. And Nuke is a big step up, I think, sometimes for people that are learning visual effects. It's like, oh my god, what all these nodes do. So it just depends what you want to do, really. If you feel like you would benefit from the extra features and stuff of Nuke, or you're potentially going into a job in the industry in VFX, then it's probably better to learn Nuke, I would say. But the choice is yours. Sup, bro? I'm an editor as well. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Nice to see you, Elite. Epic, happy birthday, mate. Thank you, Madlooks VFX. Thank you so much for answering. You're very welcome. Thank you for asking questions. It's good to chat. Can you try an American accent? Oh my god. What a great question. No, I can't do an American accent. That's a horrible thing to ask. By the way, where are you from? I am from a place called Suffolk, which is kind of like 80 miles north of London. It's like in the countryside in England, basically. And now I live in London because I had to move to London to work in VFX, because that's where most of the big VFX studios in the UK are based. And I really like it. London's very cool. But I do miss my home sometimes. Or not miss it, but it's nice to go back and visit my family. It's nice and peaceful there. Okay, let's animate this a little bit. So let's go to like frame 10 and then select all of these. Add a location keyframe. Oh, it's already selected. Easy peasy. Go forward a little bit. GZ, moving down to about here. Add another keyframe, and then let's go forward to 25 or so and move them away, like up here. Oh man, we've got some like reggae tunes going on. This is great. Is this reggae? Sounds reggae-esque. Who knows? Who knows? This one's not snapping very well. Select all of these, press I, and then theoretically, boom! Look at that. Maybe make them a little bit slower. It's a bit quick at the moment, but that's the idea. So I guess select the keyframes and then you can just scale up from the first frame and it slows down the animation. Yeah, that looks better. Look at that. That's looking really cool. And then the idea is that the stuff comes out of the floor. Amazing. Yeah, when I used using DaVinci first, when I saw the nose first, they looked like bullets to now it kind of makes more sense. Yeah, it just takes a bit of getting used to, but once you start to understand it, I think node-based is much easier because you can lay it out in a way that makes sense to you. Hold out. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. Well, I'll turn the top faces into a holdout, and then this will be visible. So I'll put them in a different collection. But yeah, that's what I did last time. Can you make a tutorial on creating a scene from a character modeling to animating and rendering scene? Everything basics. Okay, I'm going to show something that I never mentioned on my channel, but you guys might find this useful if you're after like a real basics tutorial. I did a few videos for a VFX charity recently. I think it's Access VFX. It might be on their channel, possibly. Yeah, so if you go to Access VFX, this is a visual effects charity that gets young people into the visual effects industry. If you're in the UK, it might even be worth hitting them up. They go around the country, and I've done a few workshops with them where they go to schools and colleges and teach people the basics of software like Blender and just get people interested in it. And people from the industry like me come in and talk to people and just sort of tell them about our jobs, etc. And on here, I think it was 4 videos. I did a what's this one? 3D modeling, texturing. Where was the other ones? Where are they? There's a compositing one here. I did in Blender and Nuke. It might have just been 3 actually. But yeah, I did some like real basic videos for people that haven't really touched Blender before. Go over all the buttons to press. And yeah, it's aimed more at people that haven't seen the stuff on my channel and are just interested in getting stuck in. So if you're really new and you want to do like a real basics videos, it's not like a comprehensive tutorial, but those might be good for you to watch. So again, that's Access VFX, and there's a 3D modeling, texturing and compositing one, and all of them are in Blender, and a little bit in Nuke for the compositing. Pop Ninja says easy now. Hold that. Wouldn't say easy, but it makes sense now. You should recreate your British accent in Blender so we can see what it looks like. Okay, that's a great idea. I'll tell you exactly what it's going to look like. Or not tell you, but I'll show you. Let's hide all of this stuff. How am I going to do this? God, this might end terribly. What is this music? This is like some Bollywood stuff. I don't like stuff with lyrics when I'm trying to concentrate. But that was cool. Alright, sculpt mode. Let's do Dyn Topo. G. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Detail 5. Nope. There we go, that's what I was after. Let's make this a bit more. Actually, detail flood fill. Where's that button? Collapse relative constant detail. There we go. And then snake hook tool. God, I haven't used the sculpting tools in Blender. There's so many new ones now. Oh, I had the snake hook tool selected. Okay, here we go. Oh, this isn't looking how I was expecting. I thought this was going to be amazing. It's not turning out. It's not amazing. Oh, god damn it! Hang on, we're going to get there. This is going to be fantastic. Every time I use the sculpting workflow, it's different now. Detail flood fill. G. Snake hook. There we go. Oh god, that looks awful. What am I doing? Oh my god. Okay, never mind. I was going to model a teapot. I thought it'd be funny, but this is just turning into an absolute car crash. Let's go back to the floor. That was such a fail. Alan Becker is a legend. You subscribe to him. Yeah, Alan Becker is really cool. I used to watch a lot of his stuff. And now whenever he uploads anything, it gets like 4 million views in half an hour. But yeah, all the like original stick figure versus animator, whatever it's called. There was a software when I was in high school called Pivot Stick Figure Animator, which is like literally a sprite loading software, and you could make some really basic frame by frame animations with stick figures. And that was almost like my first step into visual effects, was doing that in high school on the IT computers at lunchtime, just making like stick figure fight scenes. It was a good step into animation. Thanks, mate. But would like to see one shot in your tutorial like normal you do for VFX this time. Give it a try and make it completely in 3D. What do you mean by that, Mad Looks VFX? But would like to see one shot in your tutorial like normally you do it. Do you mean do it all in Blender? I don't really understand what you mean. Your accent looks funny. That was a total fail. Sculpting a teapot, not my finest moment in Blender. I'm doing a VFX course for college and I'm worried when I finish and get a job in this job I won't be ready for it. Any tips for dealing with that anxiety? I wasn't ready for it. I did an apprenticeship, so I kind of got trained on the job. But I don't think anyone's really ready for it when they leave college and start working. But you just kind of have to jump in at the deep end. It's a wild ride, but you get used to it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess just have a bit of confidence in yourself. Like if you know your work is good, other people will also see that. And even if you need a bit of hand holding, they'll still see that you have that, I don't know, that ability. And that when you first start, people kind of accept that you're not going to know everything. So there's definitely a lot of people sort of looking after you. Oh, my voice is cracking. I've been talking too much. People looking after you, and yeah, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's a very welcoming experience, and you're never like left on your own to just kind of figure things out. So I would say don't panic about it. There'll be people to look after you, and you'll be in good hands. I can't believe this is a thing right now. The life of the wife has ended by the knife. What are you saying, Erhan? Oh man, I got to go by. Thank you very much, Extreme Proxar, for joining the stream. It's been awesome to chat to you. Hope I said your name right. Yeah, completely in Blender, like a 3D animation clip. Oh, I see. You mean like full CG? I might be able to get a breakdown for it. I did a shot fully in Blender actually at work that I can't talk about yet because it's not out. But I want to do a breakdown of it if I can. I made like a full CG, everything done in Blender. Had like a 3D human being. It was like a sniper rifle shot of a bullet, kind of the camera following the bullet. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not out yet. But yeah, I did like CG buildings, CG background. It looked amazing, and it was all done in Blender, and it blew people away at work a bit, which was really cool. So if I can get permission, I'll do something like that on my YouTube channel and do a breakdown of it because it was really cool. Pardon my bad English. No, not at all. I think I just misread the question, to be honest. I'm kind of tired. It's a bit of a late one. Oh, thanks. I thought if I struggled, I'd be exiled from the industry. No, not at all. Don't worry about that. When you're new, people look after you, and you very quickly gain the confidence once you realize you can do it. I say like 3 months in, it really clicked for me, and I started to feel like I had a good base understanding of how to do everything. And once you get to that point, it really builds up your confidence, and you don't worry about not being able to do stuff all the time. But yeah, don't panic. You'll be fine. What a great Family Guy reference. You should look it up. The life of the wife was ended by the knife. Maybe I need to watch more Family Guy. I will look it up after this. That sounds cool. Do you use Blender at work? Is Blender used by other people at your work? It is. It's a bit of a taboo. A lot of people like to think that Blender's a bit of a meme, but secretly quite a few people in the 3D department use it. Everyone knows about it. I use it at work quite a bit, although my job is mostly as a 2D artist. So the stuff I use it for is usually like building some geometry for a camera projection or something when I'm doing some cleanup. I've done a few jobs. I did a BT job last year where the director came in and wanted a fish in a fish tank. We didn't have time to do it. And when everyone went on the lunch break, I whipped up a fish in Blender and put it in the fish tank. When the director came back, he was like, oh, you put a fish in the fish tank. So I use it for lots of small stuff when I can that people don't have time to do normally, or just like really kind of standalone-y things, I suppose you could call it, that I can just knock up in like an hour or two and just plonk into a shot. It's really handy for stuff like that, and not many people know a 3D software in the 2D department, so it gives me a bit of an extra edge, which comes in very handy sometimes. And then a lot of people at work use Eevee to do turntables and stuff sometimes of models, just because it's quicker than rendering it on the farm, doing it with a ray traced renderer. But yeah, there's a few people that really swear by Blender. It's a bit of a smaller community. Obviously, most people use Maya and Houdini, but it is used. People like it a lot. My left foot will always be better than the right one. I don't know what that means. That would be really good as a trailer for whatever it is. You talking about the sniper shot that I mentioned? Your tutorial is really good. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I try. I know you're in London and just want to know which studios use Blender in their production. There's a documentary on YouTube about a place called Barnstorm VFX, which I think are one of the first companies to adopt it for their full CG workflow. They did some stuff on The Man in the High Castle. They did a lot of really kind of groundbreaking VFX on that using Blender. So there's a video about that that's about 10 minutes where actually Andrew Price, I think it's on his channel, and he does a much longer interview with them. I think it's like a 40-minute video with the owners of the company about their workflow. They use Blender for all the CG, and then they use Nuke mainly for compositing and After Effects. That's a really good watch. I don't think there's many other VFX companies that use Blender predominantly, but if you go in anywhere, there'll always be like a few people that use Blender for various tasks. It comes in really handy. So you work as a freelance VFX artist? No, I'm fully employed at the mill. I work full-time there. I have a full-time contract, but freelance is quite common in the VFX industry as well. Well done on your success once again. Happy birthday. Thanks a lot, Erhan. You're absolute bro. Thank you very much for joining the stream. You're a legend. Blender Guru did a video with Barnstorm. Yes, it's a really good video. I recommend checking that out. Why are you not trying Unreal? Just curious. Honestly, I'm interested in it, but I haven't got the time to learn it right now. I'm so busy at work and doing this YouTube stuff in my spare time. Learning a new software is just like my brain can't handle it right now. But I'm interested in it. I look over the shoulder of the people that do Unreal stuff at work a lot, and I am jealous because it looks really cool. I've done a few jobs where I've used Unreal renders and composited them, and compositing Unreal renders is a bit harder because they don't give you all the AOVs and stuff. So it's not quite there yet, but I've seen some really cool stuff come out of Unreal. Do your co-workers know about your YouTube channel? Some of them. My bosses occasionally comment on my YouTube channel, and a few people watch it. I try and keep it a little bit separate because the quality of my VFX on YouTube, I don't put quite as much effort into polishing it and refining it as I do for something at work, because most people don't know or don't see kind of the flaws that a professional visual effects artist would see. So sometimes when I show people at work my videos, I'm a bit like, oh god, they're going to spot all of the rough edges that most people don't spot. But people do know about it at work, yes. Do you know Andrei Librov? I do. I think his channel's really good. He was one of the people that made me get into using ACEs, really. I watched his workflow video on it about using IDTs and stuff when I was researching using ACEs. And I've watched a few of his videos recently. He did... what was it that I was watching the other day? I was watching a few of his videos about his like render farms and stuff and taking HDRIs. He's a really good artist. I think he's really cool. He's a Cinema 4D guy. Yes, he is. I think he also owns a London-based VFX company. Yeah, I don't know exactly where he's based, but I know he's in the UK. Cool. Honestly, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up in about 5-10 minutes, and I've got nowhere with this VFX. I've been reading chat the whole time. So let's just abandon ship on this and just talk for a little bit before we end the stream. Let's just close this. Close FSpy. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get around to it more. I've been too busy reading to actually do any blendering, but there'll be videos coming out soon. I've got some cool ideas once the Iron Man tutorials finish. I've got a few cool ideas for early next year. I'm too stupid to learn any new software, lol. No, you're not. Anyone can do it. You'll be amazing. You got this. If you have the time, it is that first like dipping your toes in is the hardest bit when you take the plunge. And as soon as you start to get the hang of it, it's great. I really struggled learning Nuke for like 6 weeks. I was watching lots of tutorials and stuff. And then once I got into it, there's no looking back. It's amazing. See you, mate. Have fun. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's your birthday. You must enjoy the moment with your subscribers. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to go live, is because there's so many of you that watch my videos. It's nice to connect with everyone. And yeah, I'm really appreciative of everyone joining. It's been a much bigger turnout than I was expecting. We've got, at the peak we had 24 viewers, which is quite a lot more than I was expecting. I thought it would be like 5 or 10 at this time of night. I'll rewatch Seams I got here at the end. Yeah, go back and check it out. I'm going to make this public on my channel at some point, probably tomorrow. So you'll be able to watch the whole stream back. Yeah, but no, it's been awesome to chat to everyone. I really appreciate you joining. And God, the people that donated, my God, thank you. I didn't need it, but much appreciated. The Blender King is here, HBD. What does HBD mean? Oh, happy birthday, of course. Thank you very much, Natech. Happy birthday, Next Era Gamer. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a cool day. Obviously, with COVID and everything, not much has happened. I just went home and chilled with my family, but I was looking forward to coming back and doing a couple of hours of live streaming this evening. So it's been a fun day. And all things considered, I've had a nice birthday. Oh, man. So many messages. I wasn't expecting chat to be this active. I thought I would just kind of do some Blender stuff and glance over at it every now and again. Cool. Okay, well, I'm probably going to end the stream there in that case. What's everyone saying? Yeah, I'm gonna press stop on the stream and have a shower and go to bed because I've got work in the morning. But thank you so much, everyone. A simple channel. I think you might need an editor to get a bit of stress off your shoulders. Editing the videos isn't that bad. Recording them is the hardest bit, to be honest. I don't mind editing. But yes, like the rigging tutorial took me 4 hours to record on a Sunday evening, so it's quite a lot. But I love you know, my work, and I love YouTube. Oh, my voice is really going. So it's, yeah, it gets a bit stressful at times, but I don't mind. It's a passion, and what's the word? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, I love it. So it's not something I really see as a job. It's something I enjoy. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good day. Thank you very much, Zach. My voice is literally about to cut out. I can feel my vocal cords exploding. So yeah, thank you very much for joining, everyone. It's been amazing. You guys have been fantastic. Keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be some more Iron Man videos over the next few weeks. There might be a little gap over Christmas, and then we'll be back in the new year with some really cool new ideas. So I'm going to press stop now, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much. Have a good evening. Goodbye. And now we wait for it